All right, so today is February 12th, 2016. I just want to make a quick video lesson. I have a special little Valentine's weekend for my fiance and I, but some really great lessons already this morning. I made a few $100s on USAT for my small account, which is actually a really nice trade. Only made like 4% on my money. This is not my goal ever to make 5, 10, 15 cents a share. But at the same time, you have to respect the limitations of the current market. You have to be a sniper, as I keep saying. My small account is now up, what, 35% in about a month and a half, and the markets are down roughly 10 to 15%. So huge, huge, huge outperformance, and it's because I am a sniper and I understand how to grow my small account and I understand the limitations when a stock doesn't do exactly what I wanted. So USAT, I bought it. Goal was to make 20 to 40 cents a share. I didn't hit my goal. It actually did go up 20 cents a share from my buy. So it did, quote, hit my target, but it was so quick and it bounced off it. I still made some money. And so I want to talk about this. And, it's still hanging in the 352 range. So how did I buy it? Why did I buy it? I'm getting tons of questions. Why did I choose this one over other earnings winners? If you look at my commentary this morning, there were a lot of potential earnings winners between, what was it? Groupon was the big winner overnight. QUOT was another big winner. This one's up 30%. And ELMD, the earnings winner from the other day, tried to make a run. Now it's only up 5%. But how do you know which to choose? So Groupon was the biggest overnight winner. Those of you who were using stocks to trade, you saw this. This was the biggest percent gainer. If there's 150 people beta testing this. Next week is your opportunity to get into stocks to trade. I'm so freaking just pumped to release this thing. It's been over a year in the works. But this was the biggest percent gainer. And, if you go to Stocks to Trade, this is the Stocks to Trade Twitter. I highly suggest you follow them on Twitter because we're going to have some very cool auto tweets because this is software. So very, very good for me and my team because it can auto tweet specific patterns and stuff to watch. But if you go to stockstotrade.com right now, watch this video and you fill out your name and email, you get the first month free and you save 30% going forward. It is a hell of a deal, and that deal is going to expire in a few days. So I highly suggest you take that. So Groupon was, the biggest winner pre-market, and you can see here, it had a big spike. I'm always looking at pre-market winners and after-hours winners because those are the stocks that can really run again. But Groupon, the problem with it is, I actually had a blog post about it a few days ago. It has a terrible, terrible, terrible long-term chart. So anybody who's been invested in this stock for a very long time and is thinking about getting out, they're going to take the opportunity to sell when they can, whenever it spikes, and they'll feel a little better. And so you have this huge, huge resistance every penny higher. And so, Groupon was a potential buy for me. Sometimes when you have so many sellers and so many shorts, that can create kind of like this powder keg, Gavrilo Princip style, if you remember your history, and it can really spike. So sometimes the worst companies can become the best performing stocks, but it's just tough. It's tough. Every penny is tough here with Groupon. Let me just show you. There's just sellers at literally every penny. So while you could have bought it at the open. What was it, like 270-ish? Market open. Hold it. I can't see. Yeah, like right around here, 270, 267. There's 10, 15 cents of upside, but it's just tough. USAT also is kind of choppy, actually, so kind of surprising. I thought USAT would do better. They reported earnings. I linked the earnings. They beat expectations on revenues and profits. They're into mobile bill pay, which is a very hot sector. And the difference between them and Groupon is the fact that, guess what? The stock chart is uptrending if you look over 200 days. And more importantly, it's a breakout. Not a clear breakout. The ultimate high is 370, but this isn't that volatile a stock. But look where the recent highs were. Here it's 335. Here it's 350. Here it's 340. Here it's 340. The last two highs have been 340. So when I'm watching this, first of all, pre-market it's up to like the 380s when they reported earnings, but there's not much traded. Then it goes down to 347, 345. For a second, it was at 340. I nailed the bottom, and it actually came down again to 342. But at no time other than the market open did it hit 340. And I was watching this because it was a pre-market gainer, because they had earnings, and because I looked at the chart. So I don't want you just buying random stocks that have good earnings and are spiking. Look at the chart, see where the past resistance is. At 340, I knew that this was a breakout. And whether it was going to go to 360, 370, 380, or 350, it's a breakout above 340. And, most likely it's going to hold that breakout, and most likely it's going to spike. And that's exactly what it did. It did go from 340 to 360, then back down to 342, and now here it is hanging around pretty much right where I sold it. So I took a good chunk of the move. Again, it's a very small chunk. Some people are like, God, Tim, like you're in, you're out, give it more time. No, I'm not going to give anything more time in this market. Look at what the overall market has done today. Straight down. Okay, we're still up. The S&P 500 is still up 0.75%, but it's cut its gains in half. So you have to be very, very careful in a market that, let's scroll out. I mean, it's kind of choppy, but you can clearly see the downtrend. And if you look at the, 200-day, you can really see the downtrend. I mean, we're at the bottom of the range, and we're not bouncing. Okay, we're trying to bounce. There's like fake OPEC rumors that are mysteriously put out there right when we actually cracked the lows yesterday. But in this market where it's depressed and it's not bouncing that much, you really have to be quick. And I know some of you guys, you don't want to do it. You can ignore my trading style. You can ignore my rules, but I'm going to be quicker than usual. And it's only because of the overall market. Right now it's like 10, 15 cents of a breakout. Same thing with Groupon, 10, 15 cents. So maybe they'll do more eventually. GLUU was a winner the other day here on their partnership with Taylor Swift. And, it's taken like a week to really spike, 50, 60 cents. I'm not going to hold on to any stock for a week with this kind of a chart. So congrats to those of you who have that patience. I have patience shorting stocks like XLIT because this is a blatant pump and this will crash. But I actually had to cover yesterday because Interactive Brokers warned me that they were going to have buy-ins today. That's why it's up a few cents a share, because Interactive Brokers is buying in on some people's shorts. And that's just the risk you take when you short sell. So I made a few hundred there. I made a few hundred on USAT. GLUU, I didn't even trade. Groupon, I didn't trade. Quote was another earnings winner. And again, this has a terrible long-term chart, so I wasn't really tempted. It tried to spike. It went from the 6/8s to the 7s, and now it's, in here. Maybe it's coiling and it's going to try and retest. I'm just not giving anything any time. Look at this. The overall market is still, fading. Every time it tries to bounce, it fades. It's a scary, scary time for, the markets right now. LLNW was an earnings winner, and this one tried to spike. I was dip buying it yesterday, around 118. As it turned out, it couldn't really bounce. But the day before, it was up to 130. So I don't want to chase anything. But I will buy at breakouts and I will dip buy. And if it doesn't break out, you gotta lock it in. ELMD is another earnings winner, that really threatened to spike big, and it just couldn't, do it. It's just there's just sellers. I mean, it tried once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Today was the 7th time that it tried to break like this 330 level. And this is a freaking small company. Granted, it's up a ton. But this should not have this much trouble spiking. But it's the overall market, and you need to respect that. There's also massive, massive, massive resistance here back from 2013. So if and when ELMD does break 330, 340, we're talking like a 5-year breakout. But it's going to be tough because it's already up a lot, and this market you have to play safer. That's not to say that this is always going to be the market. I'm just telling you how it is right now for the next few days or, maybe even weeks, maybe even months. I don't know. I'm going to take it one trade at a time. If we start seeing stocks spike more and break out more, then I'll become more aggressive. I judge how to trade based on my last few trades. And my last few trades, I'm trying to aim for breakouts. And, this is a breakout on USAT. You can see this. But it also has massive resistance going all the way back to 2011. And it's just a choppy stock. So you take what gains you can. I got to give props to Superstars Trader made $300 on USAT, and Ryushin, GRPN, in at 270, out at 282. Could go higher, but tough. And I would not say it any other way. You can make a few hundred here or there, but in this market, don't be too aggressive. Don't have unrealistic expectations. And the good thing, a lot of people are like, oh, Tim, it's not even worth trading. That's fine. You don't have to trade. It's a good time to study because there will be a time, whether it's a few weeks or months or even years from now, when there will be, so many more high flyers and we won't have to be cautious and take 10, 15 cent a share gains. But unfortunately, that's not right now. So right now, you can use this kind of slow time, this quote off season, to get ready, get prepared for when there are better plays. When there's too many plays, I hate it because everyone's just buying anything and they're like, Tim, you trade too cautiously. And, even when I make a few hundred or a few thousand, I could have made a lot more and I capture like 1/10 or 1/20th of the move. And people are like, God, you're such a bad timer. And now I'm capturing, what did I capture of USAT? Oh, shoot, USAT keeps going, right, as I'm doing this. I captured roughly, now it's up 19 cents and I captured 14 cents. So I'm capturing 3/4 of the move so far. And again, I wouldn't give this one time. I didn't give this one time to do this. And this very well could go to the 360s. So as of right now, I've captured roughly 3/4 of the move. Maybe by the end of the day, it'll be half or a quarter of the move. But the point is that at least you see that my conservatism really works. And that's the beauty of being conservative in all markets. Whether you capture 1/20th of the move or half the move, you're still capturing some of the move every single time. And you're not worrying like too many people do. And oh, look at this, USAT breaking out. Wow, this is the beauty of earnings winners. So I've captured, now it's 368. So it's a 28 cent a share winner. I've captured half the move. Let me tell people, USAT, nice earnings winner breakout. I still wouldn't have traded it any differently in this market. Conservative first. Conservative safety first. But you see, this is what I love about this market because, now it comes down. I mean, every penny is just a struggle. So I don't mind taking 14 cents if the stock moves 28 cents from the breakout level. The point is that I profited, I played it safe, and, I actually just picked the biggest winner of all the earnings winners today. USAT is now, 28 cents a share on a 340 stock, so nearly a 10% extension from the market open. Groupon is still failing. It's only up 10 cents a share from the market open. QUOT is basically unchanged. So out of the 3 stocks, I picked the best one. And why? Because this had the multi-year, multi-month breakout. That's all it comes down to, guys. It's not an exact science, but if you try and pick the best chart and, you understand the rules of the game where it's okay to not capture the entire move, but you have the right mindset, and if it doesn't keep going, you get out. USAT tried to go to 360 right here, and it failed. And now, 45 minutes later, it's at 360. But I wouldn't have done it any differently in this market. If it was a different market, I might be a little more aggressive. But right now, I'm not going to give it time. I'm also building my small account. So, a $400 gain might not seem like a lot for a millionaire, but when I'm showing you how to build a small account of just a few $1,000s, a $400 gain is very good. It might not be, perfect, but you grow your account, you take what trades you can, and you learn from every trade. That's how you get better and how, you start to learn how to maximize your profits and comfort level in this market. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Spend it with your Valentine. If you don't have a Valentine, make some more money so that you can buy a Valentine. I'm just kidding, but I'll see you guys in the chat room.
My name is Tim Sykes, and I teach people to trade stocks. I am a self-made multimillionaire.
So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about. I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade.